This would be the most remote peak I would do on my 50 peak journey to climb the highest peak in every European country.
Wow, those mountains look sexy.
It would take 45 hours of movement to complete and a 50-kilometer trail.
The trail to Kebnekaise begins
In Stockholm Central Station, a few hours after arriving in Sweden.
All right, friends, we are here. In less than 15 minutes, we're going to be getting on the train that is going to take us all the way to the north in the Arctic Circle, where we're going to climb Kebnekaise. Kebnekaise. For this journey, I'm joined by Juanpa, who's over here.
What up?
Alright, we're going. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I love riding trains, and this just keeps going. I don't even see the end.
15 hours on a train sounds like a lot, and it is. We would be crossing most of an entire country, and we were getting into our room at 10 p.m.
The only thing that you cannot break is the bed.
Don't say that. That's bad juju. Wagon 13.
The issue's gonna be going down to pee at night.
Is this really gonna hold anybody in? I love trains.
The anticipation of the next few days was burning excitement through our veins. But we had bunkmates sleeping below us, so we were trying to stay quiet and get as much sleep as possible, because the next day, the trek to Kebnekaise would begin. We're on the train from Boden that goes to Kiruna. It's a 4-hour train ride, and we've got a bit different seats now. Yeah, so far the journey's going really, really well.
So next is an 1.5-hour bus ride to, how do you pronounce it? Nikkaluokta. And from there, the adventure really begins.
It would take an entire day just to get to the base, and a 12 to 15 kilo bag each. This would be no walk in the park. The bus ride was welcomed as we both had upset stomachs from one of our meals, so we really needed the rest.
About to climb peak number 12. Let's go! I'm so pumped. We are well on our way. My biggest surprise so far is how freaking hot it is. Like, it's what, 24, 25 degrees? Yeah. It's June right now. This is when all the mosquitoes come out. And I just saw a massive one. These guys are huge. They love my blood. Sweet Canadian blood.
From where the bus drops us off in Nikkaluokta, it would be a total of 19 kilometers. The first 5.6 kilometers we did really fast because we wanted to try and make it to the last boat of the day. It felt easy as we were fresh and high on excitement. We made it literally at 6 p.m. and met Andreas, the world's best boat driver. He wins this award because he is so witty and seems to just really enjoy life. We told him straight up we only had a budget to pay for it one way, and he suggested to take it on the way there to save energy, and on the way back we'd have a lighter bag. Makes sense.
Second guessing whether we should take the boat or not, and I'm so glad we did. That was such an amazing experience, and he was just flying through, and it was amazing to also see Kebnekaise from that point of view. And there's waterfalls, and oh, it's just beautiful. And the lush green water here, apparently that's from all of the glacial ice melting, and there's something in it, I'm not sure what exactly, that turns it minerals. The minerals from the glacial ice melt and turn the water this color, and apparently in a few weeks time the whole lake that we saw back there will be this color. Just a beautiful phenomenon. But anyways, I'm hungry, Juanpa's hungry, we're gonna have some snacks.
And I was told that the berries in Sweden, the strawberries,
are supposed to be some of the best in the world. And I was skeptical at first because I thought, I'm hearing this from all Swedish people, so there's no way this can be true. But guess what? It's true. I think these are some of the best strawberries I've had in my life. What do you think?
I dropped my tuna.
He was really grumpy. That's why I wasn't filming.
It was a full can of tuna and I dropped it on the ground.
Have a strawberry.
Your teeth are full of berries.
'Tis the season for Swedish. Swedish.
It's a bear.
What?
You see the bark on the tree that is being scratched?
No, that's a birch tree.
You guys probably know more than me. What do you think? Do you think that those marks are from a bear? Because there is a trash can here. So I just think that a bear did that and the guy told us that there is some bears around.
Are you trying to scare me?
No, I think it's a bear. Team JP if you think it's a bear. Team Tash if you think it's not a bear.
I think it's a birch tree.
It's getting cold, right?
No, I'm good. But I'm from the north. He's still grumpy. I'm just enjoying my Swedish berries in Sweden. Look at this. This is majestic.
In case you didn't know, Sweden is one of the places in the world that I keep coming back to. The first time I came, it gave me life again.
Come to Sweden, they said. It'll be flat, they said. Well, look at the mountains. And look at this majesticness. Not a word.
The second time, freedom, and a reminder to get after my dreams. And this time, one of the grandest adventures yet. I was stoked to finally bring my partner, so hopefully I can plant the idea of one day having a tiny home or a treehouse here. Let's see. It's good to dream, right?
Wow, those mountains look sexy.
My heart was singing. I couldn't believe it. I was finally seeing these mystical mountains that would be our playground for the next 24 hours.
What are you doing? We made it to the mountain station. Oh yeah. Would you believe me if I told you it was 10:30 at night right now? Look at this. It's that midnight sun. Yeah, I like it. We've got a bit of a rock wall. Not too many rocks on the ground.
Well, I can put it here, starting here.
Yeah. I mean, the tent's not that big. Yeah, let's do it. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
In Sweden in general, you have allemansrätten, so you have the freedom to roam. You can camp anywhere. And they do have a rule that if you're going to camp within 150 meters of the mountain station, that you pay to use the services and stuff. But otherwise, you can just stay anywhere. And there's like, I guess, a public toilet that's attached to the part with the restaurant and stuff. So, yeah, it actually makes it even better, I think.
Yeah, it'll look beautiful regardless.
Yeah, but
My 50 peak project to climb the highest peak in every European country officially started in late 2021. And in 2022, half of the peaks I camped. So putting up the tent was something I could do in the dark now, which here in the Arctic with the midnight sun wouldn't happen. Here it did get a bit darker, as you can see, just because the mountains kind of covered up the sun a little bit. But normally the sun just touches the horizon and comes back up.
is it dirty?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, my fault.
Where is this dirt coming from?
The Azores.
Where?
What, the Azores? Portugal.
We got some sand from Mount Pico.
Volcanic rock. How is it?
Good.
Our new mat we get to try out today.
Yeah, can I have yours?
Yeah.
This was the first time we'd be testing out our lightweight sleeping mats. And luckily, Salua supports this channel, which really makes a difference to me.
Ooh.
Our heads are gonna be here, right?
Yeah, on this side.
On what side?
Wampa snuggled into the tent to get some shut-eye, and I stole a moment for myself. One of the reasons I started this project, and why I do what I do, is to feel alive. There was a time before I had this idea, where I felt I lost myself. I was bouncing between depression and anxiety. And for me, this journey is one of the things that pulled me out of my darkness. Mental health matters, and support can look like a lot of things. If you or someone you love is going through a hard time, just know, and it gets better, and there's always a way. It doesn't have to be climbing 50 peaks. It can be whatever brings you back to you.
Good morning. One of the most peaceful nights of sleep. It got a little bit cold at night, but it's to be expected. Feels like we're all alone out here as well. Look at this. This is such a good idea.
This was a terrible decision that I would be paying for in 10 hours from now.
Oh, I dropped it. Still good.
Always try and clear your system before you start a strenuous hike. Always. Ready or not?
Here we go. The trail to Kebnekaise begins now.
This is day 2. 18 kilometers total. So yeah, 9 kilometers up and back down.
What are you?
With approximately 1,500 meters of elevation gain because we would be taking the western route. Keeping a good pace was crucial. Too fast and we'd get burned out.
In order to film, I gotta keep up with you. You go fast going up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Too slow and we wouldn't have enough food.
Did not expect this from the Arctic. There she is. Kebnekaise! I'm so excited! We were looking and we've got about 4 kilometers left. So we go around this, across the bridge, up the one peak, down the slope, and then up to the peak, the highest in Sweden. Oh!
I was starting to feel the pain. I hadn't quite healed from peak 11.
So we've gained about 400 meters of elevation, a few kilometers, and my wounds from the Norway peak have still not fully healed. So as I'm climbing up a little bit, I'm like, the blisters, they're coming. Whew. I was reading that these stairs were actually made by a bunch of Sherpas from Nepal. Yeah. It's not as slippery as the last patch. Yeah, that bit was a bit hairy just because it's slippery. With one slippery step to the right, you're sliding down that slope. And with the snow melting so fast, it's hard to know what could be under there. Here we are, very close to Kebnekaise, and just below our feet you can hear the sounds of water from the glacier trickling below us. Isn't that fantastic? Just have a listen. Onwards. This is what's next. Shoop! One peak, and then Kebnekaise. The views. Just these mountains behind us. Wow. So we made it to one peak. It's pretty much in the snow down here and then up. We're gonna need to have a lot of patience for this one.
Looking down over the edge, I was wondering how the hell I was going to go down. We didn't have poles.
It's like gliding on snow. That's gonna be such a pain to go up. No poles, no crampons. But I honestly don't even know if crampons would work here. It's like, it's not icy, it's just slush.
Alright, let's get to the top.
Yeah.
There was a 50-year-old man who'd broken his pole, but that didn't break his spirit.
We've now passed the lower peak, so I think we're getting closer and closer. This snow is never ending. I've never been so happy to climb over rocks. But to be fair, these Lua boots I've got, oh, they're absolutely amazing.
And I can't forget the 3 Swedish musketeers. We'd been playing tag pretty much the whole trail. These guys were legends. They had driven all night straight from Stockholm to come and do this together.
And the snow is deep and watery. Oh my goodness.
It just goes to show how big a role determination plays. It doesn't matter how old you are, how tired you may be. If there's a will, there is a way.
We're about to summit Peak 12, my friends, and I have to say a massive thank you to all my patrons, to all of you who have helped me with super thanks, buy me a coffee. Like, every little bit helps. Like, you have no idea how much I appreciate it, and it makes this happen. So like, your support has helped get me here, so grateful. I'm almost gonna cry because we're almost there. So happy. Okay, let's go.
It's okay to cry.
Just a few hundred meters more and we would reach the top. Be on top of the Arctic, on top of Sweden. There was a point where I didn't think it would be possible. I didn't think we could get through the hip-deep snow. It's this feeling, you feel drunk on endorphins. You imagine all that it took to get to where you are, and you feel like there's nowhere else you should be. This moment is yours.
We did it! Peak 12! Kebnekaise!
There we go!
It's a feeling that is etched into your brain, your heart, the icy veins you now have.
Feels so good. On top of the Arctic. That's what it is, right?
Just don't fall off the edge.
Look at this. Buzz. That was awesome. That was hard. The snow bit, that was hard. Everything else seems fine, but yeah.
We apparently still had 9 kilometers to go to get back to our tent, but that wouldn't be the case, of course.
I'm like Jack Sparrow.
Since there was so much snow and it was so hot, it was melting like crazy. When we had gotten down to the valley, the water crossings were wider and the water was rushing faster. There was one crossing that had gotten so dangerous that we had to bushwhack our way down to safety.
What happened?
Well, actually, so the glacier is really melting right now, which is insane. And so the water we crossed this morning, this river here, it was crossable. Like, Papa just like jumped across, and I took my shoes off and I walked across, and it was okay. But it's so powerful, and there's nowhere to go now because so much more water. So luckily, two of the other ladies that we were kind of hiking here with, it's just a bridge farther down. So we're like hiking down alongside the river. Like, this is a true adventure.
There's no trail.
Yeah, there's no trail. We're just bushwhacking. We just bushwhack through all of those things. I feel bad for the nature, but I mean, we gotta get back safe.
Survival.
It turns out we were lucky that day. There were injuries and rescues that happened later in the evening because of the rapidly changing environment. On the eastern route, there was an avalanche. We were told that this was one of the hardest times to do the climb, but we made it back to the tent. Then the mountain hut for an epic meal. But guess what? It still wasn't over. An entire day of hiking back to Nikkaluokta was in store for the next day. Another 19 kilometers, and this time, no boat.
Alright, it's time. I need to find a rock. Okay, Kebnekaise. Finished. Done and dusted.
Nice. That completes the ritual.
Yeah.
How you feel?
Really good.
Looking back now, I'm glad we did it the way that we did. Sure, it was a challenge, but I just keep remembering why I'm doing this and what's to come. I live for this shit. The good, the blisters, and the challenging.
All right, Kebnekaise, completed. Yes, we did it.
We did. How do you feel?
So great.
Yeah.
One of the best hikes I've done in my life. Thank you, Sweden.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. Thank to all of Tasha's patrons. I can tell you that behind the scenes, because I'm with Tasha every day, she's extremely thankful. She appreciates every single one of you guys. And I do as well. Thanks a lot for watching.